My name is August Raleigh IV. I am the proprietor of the Carolina Country Club. Unfortunately, someone has been picking off our members. Fearing for my own safety, I decided to warn some of the bigger club members, like Eric after his tennis game.
Again, Charles is not your match in the game. Although I have been wanting to talk to you about some things, Eric. The board members.
Oh, yeah.
We have a meeting on Thursday. And I'm sure you've heard of what has happened to Franklin.
Yeah.
I feel that perhaps it's the board members that are being targeted. Be careful and take care of yourself.
Yeah. It was at this point, upon hearing of Eric's untimely and terrible demise, that I began to wonder if perchance there was some way to figure out who was behind all of these killings. I did not want to involve the regular police, because so many members of the upper echelons of the police department are members of the Carolina Country Club. After much thought and deliberation, I decided to discreetly ask around for a few friends of mine. They suggested a couple of different names, none of which seemed particularly credible for the type of investigation that I needed. The type of investigation that I needed called specifically for someone with a modicum of restraint. Someone who was going to be able to delve deeply into the seedier side of the country club and come up with the answers I needed. Someone who was not going to be intimidated or put away by members of the club and their boisterous, self-absorbed attitudes. What I needed, after much deliberation and much contact with my friends, was an investigator who I knew I could trust to take care of the situation and get the job done. The man I needed was Simon Spade.
Come in!
Is this the office of Simon Spade, private investigator?
Yes, come on in.
Mr. Spade, my name is August Raleigh.
Yeah.
I'm the owner of the Carolina Country Club.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you're aware, but several people have been killed, murdered, I believe.
Murder?
That I'm sure of, at my club. They were all Board of Trustees members. And for some reason I believe that the trustees members are being targeted.
Do you have any files or evidence of who might be suspect?
I have no one I know of who would want to get me. I have no enemies.
Hmm.
But shall we talk about compensation for your work?
Yes.
I believe a nice round sum of $1 million will cover it.
Yes, that would.
Plus 2-year membership in the Carolina Country Club.
I think that would do.
I'll cover
most
all your
sufficient.
business expenses, your travel expenses, wherever they may be too. Find out who's doing this.
Fine, I'll do it.
Good. Then shall we get down to business?
Yes, need some information first.
After my discussion with Simon Spade, I returned to the Carolina Country Club and ran right into Charles Mannis, board member and now the #1 tennis pro at the club. I was glad to see him, and we chatted for a moment before duties called me away. It was at this point that Simon Spade contacted me and inquired about files of certain members of the organization, particularly some of the highest and most elite members of the Carolina Country Club. Now, of course, I was not sure if this would lead to anything, so I agreed to meet with him with as many files as I could for members of the board, past and present. Fortunately, Mr. Spade was able to see me directly and meet with me so that we would be able to discuss this matter as quickly as possible. After I met with Mr. Spade and gave him a chance to peruse the files that I had, it became apparent to him, based on this and the information he had already gathered, that the most likely suspect was the former head of the Carolina Country Club, Mr. Garner Carey II. I told Mr. Spade we should drive over and discuss it with him immediately.
Thank you, Mr. Raleigh.
Nice.
I try to keep it up as best I can. Ever since the old lady Hawkins left me the estate.
Yes, I knew her well.
Well,
She was a member of the club, as a matter of fact.
Mr. Carey, it is a shame that you're going to be having to leave this place.
What do you mean?
Well, I've been doing some research on the killings, and it seems that I found some tire tracks at the first site, and they just happened to match your car. I was able to find a couple of shotgun shells in the second murder, and you just happened to purchase a shotgun about 4 years ago when you were joining the NRA.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about.
Well,
Surely you can't be serious. Mr. Carey, I've known him for at least 2 years, and he's an upstanding man in the business community.
well,
You can't be serious.
he was
Mr.
bankrupt 4 years ago, and I believe that you are the killer.
Are you all right? Yeah, it's just a shoulder one.
All right.